Welcome everybody to a most fantastic day today. What a wonderful party that's been put on and a fantastic ceremony earlier. So to the new Mr. and Mrs. Molnar. What a fantastic couple you both make. Danielle, you have made me so proud in everything you have so far achieved, and today you have become the most beautiful bride. Your attention to detail and your organisational skills mean that we all knew the whole day would go ever so smoothly. I did actually see in that piece of paper that was today that said that Charlie actually organised 10% of today, which I actually don't believe. Can't believe that at all. I have watched you grow from a fun-loving little girl to a young lady so determined in everything you put your mind to do, and so sensible. And I've thought long and hard, but I really have absolutely no idea where that comes from. A true family-loving girl from the start, you love nothing more than family time at your grandparents' houses, and I know that you have been accepted into Jenny and Zoltan's family from day one. So what have we got in return? Normally, when your future husband comes back from a boys' stag, comes in and says, I've done something I really regret, I feel dirty, it would be a cause of concern. But no, on this occasion, Charlie had finally seen the light, crossed the road, and become a fully fledged gooner. And although they are not going up on the big screen, I have seen the photos to back this up, which can be seen by guests for a small amount. But will be withdrawn from circulation if you promise that both of you will look after each other and have the most wonderful marriage, which goes without saying, so I guess you get off lightly. I do have the photos for future bribery. And usually, Charlie, you will wait until August to say, this will be our year. But in this instance, we will say on the 26th of June that this year will be the start of an eternal number of years of happiness for you both. You make the most perfect couple, complementing each other, always being there for each other. I've seen it at every step of the way, from you moving together to Loughborough to support Charlie's studies, to the fabulous home you've both made, and the support you give each other and friends at Little Heath, and to Danielle's cake business, the fruits of which we can see today. You have a wonderful and beautiful future together, and I'm so looking forward to watching the next steps in your lives. How lovely, and you will come to understand an absolute privilege to you to be able to celebrate today with 5 grandparents, all looking so proud and wonderful. Jeff, I'm not sure I've ever called you wonderful before, but as the others are ladies, I couldn't call you all beautiful. My beautiful mum, Nettie, Pam and beautiful Jeff, Denise, and all the way from Hungary, Bila. Sadly, a time to remember those no longer with us, Grandpa Lionel, Stephen and Arthur, all of whom I know will be looking down with pride and love. Danielle and Charlie, on behalf of myself, Debbie, Jenny, Zoltan, Sharon, we continue to have a wonderful day and evening as your journey starts. The toast is Danielle and Charlie, Mr. and Mrs. Molnar.
Thank you. I suppose it's my turn then. So, I suppose I'd like to thank you all by coming to our lovely barbecue this afternoon. Sorry, wedding, same thing. But for my speech, I wanted to kind of keep it a bit nice and easy. I wanted to give you a bit of a run through some of our journey together. I thought it'd probably be the best place to start, and give you a couple of little tidbits from along the way that have happened throughout our life together so far. So, many moons ago, on an activity farm in London Coney, as many of you will know, thank you at the back there, I was a lonely catering worker, eating lunch with some friends, and along comes a new starter that just so happens to be needing to go down to the refreshment kiosk and open up. She needed some help to do that because she was new and didn't know what she was doing, so as the helpful person I was, I forgo the rest of my lunch to go down and help her set up. That is the day that I met Danielle. It started off well. We were co-workers and we got on a good bit of teamwork. I remember our first major piece was predominantly doing some allergy food for a particular party that was happening. It was more Danielle coordinating and me following instructions pretty badly and washing my hands lots of times. But then it progressed and we ended up going to the pub, to the Bull in London Coney with our co-workers after, and we started talking and we found out that our birthdays were only a day apart, so we had something to join us already. Word had gotten round that we had started talking, and I'm pretty sure it was someone on Table Rome who, and I quote, "Is it a ting?" as he referred to it. For all of those that aren't good in Hertfordshire slang, that is, are you together? Can confirm after 10 years that it is a ting. A couple of weeks later, we went on our first official holiday, you could call it, down to Brighton, and we became Facebook official. So a little bit of a shout out on Table Venice to my mum particularly, when she asked me around our sleeping arrangements for this holiday. And I had to tell her that I was sleeping with a girl for the first time. And at which point that started Danielle's kind of course to becoming the favourite child in our family. Sorry, I know it's your birthday, but she is the favourite child. And then over to Table Barbados and Russell and Sharon and the nerves of meeting you guys for the first time, which were quite dissipated quickly when we realised that we could just go for a Nando's together, and that was pretty good. So a nice, easy, relaxed setting. But I also need to say a big thank you for pretty much building our house, because it was an absolute shell when we went in there, and we wouldn't have been able to do it without you guys. To Table Australia, and I can answer it if you want. To Debbie and Alan, who I have to say thank you for allowing me to take Danielle off to Loughborough, and finally fulfil your dreams and hopes of turning her room into your home gym, which were then scuppered by her wanting to come home every other week. I have to say thank you to the bridesmaids, to Abby and Deanna, for getting Danielle ready today, and they have done a fantastic job, and also for organising the first of 3 hen parties that she managed to have. Also on Table Scotland, I must be amiss if I didn't say about Danielle's favourite person of the last year and a half, little Zachary, wherever he is, might have disappeared. But as a couple, as we are now, Danielle wants me to extend our babysitting services on the proviso that he does return home in a Tottenham kit. Happy? To Singapore and Rome and the boys and girls of Little Heath, football and netball club and everything in between, a big thank you, because our lives would be a lot more empty without you in it. I don't think there has been a weekend that's gone by without some sort of netball or football or spreadsheet or trophy or storing something in the garage involvement. There is a lot of Little Heath stuff in our house. And if there is a need, there is a 5-a-side pitch out the side. I've got my boots in the car. We can probably fit one in before the first dance. Speaking of Little Heath, and I need to give another shout out to my best man, Richard. I've known him since we were, 9, I reckon. We've run the Heath for the last 5 years. And a big thank you again to organising a fantastic stag do out to Lisbon. And as some of you will have seen on Instagram, if you do want to see me in a netball dress, much the same, they can be made available afterwards. That's probably enough from me. So before I pass you over to Rich, who I know you're kind of eagerly anticipating his speech, my most important thank you to someone that is known as Dee, Danielle, Dan, or now Mrs. Molnar. I'm very thankful for meeting you 10 years ago. All the trips and dates that we've been on, many of which are on this table, so as you might have guessed. That's a hint for the crosswords if you are still completing them and haven't finished them. There is a prize for returning them. For being able to live with you and finding someone that is so easy to get along with in Loughborough and down in Codicott. And also for making a fantastic cake, which is over there in the corner. If you do return your newspaper to us, that is worth 20% off your next order. So I'd like to end it just with a toast to the new Mrs. Molnar. And now if Rich wants to come up.
You got the card thing.
Yeah, just pop that behind it.
Afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank everyone for coming today. Firstly, Charlie and Danielle, this venue is incredible. Everybody here looks lovely. And even Johnny has managed to leave the jeans at home for the day. Well done, mate. So to start things off, I thought I'd give you all a background on mine and Charlie's friendship, which actually started aged 9. Yep, in year 5. We both moved to Sunnybank School that year and immediately became friends. We would often go to each other's houses and play 2 versus 2 football tournaments with myself and Rob, Charlie, Tommy and other friends. A common theme of each tournament was Tommy storming off midway through. Mainly because Charlie was letting him down with his footballing ability. I'd just like to say, we all feel your pain now, Tommy. I'll fast forward now to Chancellors, where most of you were first introduced to Charlie. If I could guess his 3 main topics of conversation with you all, it would be Tottenham, Xbox, or Microsoft Excel, with the latter commonly regarded as his best personality trait. Some of you may have thought that Charlie was not the most outgoing person at school, and much preferred spending his Friday and Saturday nights playing Call of Duty instead of attending the famous North Mims parties that we all loved. So when he mentioned to me that he now had a girlfriend, instantly my concerns were he'd taken meeting strangers online gaming a step too far. He, however, assured me that he'd met in person at Willow's Farm, where they'd both worked. From the first couple of times of meeting Danielle, she was very quiet, which made me think this now all makes sense. She rarely talks, and therefore doesn't have to converse with Charlie often. That's what keeps this relationship alive. However, as years have gone by and meetups have become more frequent, I've realised that she simply found an offer that's too good to turn down. I do not think anybody in this room would reject the opportunity to hire a full-time baking assistant who's agreed to a lifetime volunteering role with weekend work included. On a serious note, it is amazing to see 2 people that we all care for find love and happiness with each other. You have both achieved so much over all these years that you have both been together, and now you get to embark on your next path as husband and wife. Whatever the future brings for you both, we know that you will enjoy these twists and turns of life side by side. You'll celebrate each success together, and if a challenge is to ever arise, I struggle to think of a better partnership to deal with it than the 2 of you. To Jenny and Zoltan, well done on raising such an ambitious, charming, kind and caring son. You really must be so proud of Tommy. But genuinely, what was going to happen, wasn't it? Hello? I can do it without it. But genuinely, congratulations.
Carry on holding it.
Yeah.
Hold it up.
But genuinely, congratulations to you both. Charlie and Tommy are a testament to how brilliant you've both been as parents. I'm sure as the next generation of Molnars begin to arrive, your care and guidance will naturally filter down into their lives as well. A mention to Danielle's parents and family. While I've not had the opportunity to meet any of you before today, I echo the same point that Danielle is a testament to how great you all must be. Danielle, I'd say good luck, but in all honesty, you do not need it. We all know that you're the brains behind this operation. If you ever need support putting him in his place, I have an extensive album of his football shockers that tend to do the trick. Charlie, it's been a fantastic 18 years of friendship, from the Bamzuki team, which never quite made it onto CBBC, all the way through to Lisbon on 2 occasions, with the latter being a little bit more heavy than the first. And how could I not mention the creation of Little Heath, which is something that you can really be proud of. Without your hard work and dedication, it simply wouldn't exist. And the social impact it has had amongst so many people in this room has been incredible, and that's thanks to you, mate. I have no doubt that with all the above mentioned, you're going to provide Danielle with a lifetime of joy and happiness. Now, that's enough from me. I would like to ask you all to raise a glass for the newlywed couple, Mr. and Mrs. Molnar. And on that note, the organisers said we all have to get out of here so they can switch it around for the evening. So if you can quickly grab your stuff and we'll head out.
Well done, sir.